Well, the White House continues to defend its approach for negotiations with Russia to end the war in Ukraine. Earlier today, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz doubled down on the proposal set forth to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. And a reminder for our viewers, that proposal to end the war involves U.S. access to Ukraine's reserves of rare earth minerals. It's a deal President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said no way to. Waltz says the deal would benefit everybody, including Ukraine. Listen.
Yeah, well, look, here's the bottom line. President Zelenskyy is going to sign that deal. And you will see that in the very short term. And that is good for Ukraine. What better could you have for Ukraine than to be in an economic partnership with the United States, number one? What better could you have for Ukraine to stop the killing, number two? And you know what? We have an obligation to you all, the American taxpayer, to recoup the hundreds of billions of dollars that have been invested in this war.
CBS News White House reporter Willie Inman joins us now for more. So President Trump also spoke on Ukraine during a radio interview. What was his stance there?
Hey there, Reed. Good to be with you. That's right. This radio interview with Fox News host Brian Kilmeade. The president essentially said that Russia was the aggressor here, that Russia attacked Ukraine. Now, this follows those tense back and forth moments between President Trump and the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelenskyy, where the president seemingly blamed Ukraine for the aggression here. Let's remember that Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022. Also, Russia annexed Crimea in 2014. That has widely been rejected by not only the United States and other countries around the world allied with the United States, but many others. But President Trump trading these barbs with Zelenskyy and having some tense moments with him. He also talked about how he would speak with Zelenskyy over the phone, saying that he's not playing games with President Zelenskyy. But he also touched on Gaza as well and said that his plan to basically, I'm quoting him here, turn Gaza into the Riviera of the Middle East is something that he pitched. It's not necessarily something that he's forcing, to sum up the president's words there. But clearly, the president taking a step back from those tense words. He called Zelenskyy a dictator without elections earlier in the week, and we have seen those tensions rise as both sides try to work out some type of situation where they can come to an end for this conflict. The United States, of course, meeting with Russia, and Saudi Arabia mediating those conversations earlier in the week. And the White House is presenting these peace talks as a two-track plan. They're having conversations with the Ukrainians as well. Keith Kellogg, in fact, in Ukraine, meeting with officials there. So clearly the White House perhaps looking to do a little bit of cleanup, but President Trump always coming on the offensive with his words there. But in this case, seemingly backtracking what he said earlier in the week.
Well, that backtracking is also paired with that news out of Ukraine that Mr. Zelenskyy, President Zelenskyy, felt like hope had been restored after meeting with Mr. Kellogg. What's on the schedule for the rest of the day for the president?
Yeah, well, the president's meeting with governors from across the country, Democrats and Republicans. We know that the press pool that follows the president when he makes remarks is in the East Room, catching those remarks. Perhaps we'll see them live on our screens pretty soon. But on top of that, he is set to swear in Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary nominee, as the Secretary of Commerce in the Oval Office today. And that is typically an opportunity where us reporters have a chance to ask the president questions. He has really been taking a lot of questions in those moments where there's a swearing-in ceremony in the Oval Office and having an exchange with reporters. So perhaps we can have or see some more comments from the president. And on the top of that, Reed, he's set to sign executive orders. It's unclear what those executive orders are, if they're executive orders plural or an executive order, but the White House has that on the schedule for now, but we don't have those details. Of course, we'll bring them to you once we have them.
We know you do. Willie Inman, as always, out of the park. Thank you so much, my friend. Good to talk to you on a Friday.